Oh, see.
There we go. Sometimes
I
I'm
just,
smart.
I just sent you a request to record. Maybe that's what did it.
That's what did it. Thank you,
Oh,
Steve.
cool.
Well, thank you. That worked.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't know
I,
what happened. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to ask. First, I want to ask you, Zsa'nee, right? Did I say right,
uh-huh.
Zsa'nee? We had a long discussion about how to say her name, so let's go ahead and get into how did you get into photography and deciding how to do this?
Oh, photography. Okay, so this is a funny story, and I'm going to try and make it brief because this is something that I actually talk to all my high school seniors, especially the young ladies. Um, so, photography, love photography since high school, but I barely passed it in high school. I think I passed what, like, it was probably the highest D or the lowest C. And my teacher was like, "You'll never be a photographer." And I was like, "I don't care." But I know, and it was, but I loved it. I literally loved photography. Great with composition, great with taking pictures, like all of that. But I didn't care about who created the first camera and the history. So I didn't pass the test, but I did great with winning awards for the work and stuff like that. So I believed him. I was like, I'll never be a photographer. So I ended up going to school and getting my bachelor's in digital design, visual communications, graphic design, like all that. So I stayed kind of in the artistic world, but not photography. And then literally years later, I'm so grown, believe it, I'm so grown. So it was years later, I kind of fell back into the photography world because I would retouch and edit everyone else's pictures. And then someone just asked me to do senior pictures for their child. And I was like, oh, me? I was like, I don't even have a camera. But I was like, yes, I'll do it. So I did it knowing that I could cheat my way through because I know enough to edit an image and fix an image. And then I ended up loving it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I missed this. And my dad, even though I was married, my dad was like, I'll buy you a camera if you photograph my friend's wedding. And I was like,
Oh,
deal. Right. Not a clue. Right. At this point, I've been out of high school for at least 15 years. So I was like, deal. So photograph their wedding. Again, I knew I could fix it on the computer. They love the images. And then from there, within, it was literally less than a year, I was getting busy. Like people were asking me, I was getting referrals. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I better figure this out because this is actually pretty cool. Because it was so different from I had been out of school for so long and I never pursued it. So so I was like, okay, let me go get like a mentor. So I got a mentor and he took me under his wing for like 2 years. I was his second shooter because I was like, I'm never going back to school. I'm done with student debt and loans. I don't want
oh
to sit in
yeah.
the classroom. So I was like, I'm gonna learn hands-on because I'm a very like hands-on person, visual. So we did that for 2 years and he taught me everything he knew. And he had been in business for at least, I think, 25 to 30 years at this point. So he just needed help. And I was, a stay at home mom, and it worked easy for me to be able to be flexible to whenever he needed me and I can go learn. So, but within 6 months of starting saying that I was going to be a photographer and getting my camera, my husband was like, I don't want people coming in our house, so you're gonna go have to get a studio space. And I was like, I don't even have lights. I don't have stands. I don't know anything about running a studio. And he moved me into a studio and I had to figure it out.
Oh my
And here I
gosh.
am. Yes. But I was so busy. Like I never not was able to cover my bills and expenses because I was that busy. But I think it was because I was willing to learn and I was upfront with people about my skill level and then of course my personality is crazy. So So it was just like people were willing to grow with me. So I never looked back. And here I am 16 years later, still in business and having fun, and same clients that I started with years ago. Now they're married and babies. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
wait a minute,
gosh.
like, how old am I? What is
Right?
going on here?
How'd that
I'm like,
happen?
yes, I'm photographing your kids now. What is this madness? So yeah, so it just came like full circle for me. And my biggest message to people, especially the seniors, when I work with them, it's, what you're created to do. Where your strengths are, and whatever is pulling you, don't let anybody take that away from you. At some point, you have to recognize, we're all different. We all are better in one area and not the other. And we all were created for a reason. And you have to trust your path. You just literally have to trust your path and not let anybody veer off. And it's hard. It's
Mhm.
hard. But imagine how much further I could have been in the photography industry had I not listened to my teacher, who
Yeah,
was, supposed to guide me. And
right.
I would have went into photography in college, but I learned editing. So everything is for a reason. So
That's
I
right.
won't, yeah. So I won't knock it off too bad. But so that's kind
That's
of like
right.
how I fell back into this world, and I love it.
That's great. Well, that's really cool. What a fun story. So, tell us a little bit about what your class is going to be about and what the students need to bring to the class. I know
Oh,
you'll send an email out to them too, but this is for ones that are still trying to decide what they want
on the
to.
fence.
Yeah, on the fence if they're, who they're going to sign up for, because we still have people on the fence, if you can believe it.
Oh,
There's still people on the fence. We're
I
procrastinators.
I can believe it. Get off the fence, guys. Come
I
see me. No,
know.
just kidding.
Sign up.
Yeah, sign up. No. So my class literally is about my signature sessions. So granted, I believe that you can photograph different areas of photography. I'm a strong believer in, you do not have to master one area to be successful. Um, my type of brain is, I'm scattered. I'm all over the place. I get bored super easy, and I love to be challenged. So for me, when I go home, that's work. Husband, kids, that's a job. When I'm photographing, that's vacation. That's fun time. That's creative time. So for me, I'm always wanting to do something different. So with the signature sessions, this is one area of my business where I'm able to photograph this year round. Because photography, we all know, goes in seasons, but this is something you can do year round. It works for all clients. It's mobile. You can do it out of state. You can do it at, locations, doesn't matter, but it's consistent money. It's consistent income. So I use it as a baseline. So we're going to be talking about my signature white session, which is basically white background, your client's dressed in all white, doesn't matter, whatever they feel comfortable wearing. It's just all about the purity of it. So I like to see my ladies as angels, pure, innocent, because we are. So I like to dress them in white. Men, you guys are innocent too. I'm going to give you guys that as well. But so this can be photographed for men, for women, children. It's just all in the way that how you dress it up and how you present it. So I consider that my signature white session, and it's super popular. Very easy for clients to be like, oh, that's easy. All I got to do is just get all white, and I can make that happen. So, and then also we're going to be doing my signature shades, which is basically same as the signature white session, but it's with colored backgrounds. So there's solid backgrounds, and it's just literally photographing color on color. So if we did a red background, then your clients would dress in red from head to toe. If we did a blue, head to toe, same color as the background. but being able, I'm going to show them how to separate them from the background so it doesn't become flat, because you want to keep everything three-dimensional, right? You want your images to pop. I love creative lighting. So, and I like it edgy because I want people to look at the image and be like, oh, I love that. How did you do that? The question is, how did you do that? And the minute they ask you, how did you do that? Then you know you've got their brain thinking and going, because if it's something they can figure out, then it's not interesting to them. They'll sit there and say, well, I could go home and do this. So the goal is always to be, how can you intrigue your client? How can you get them questioning something that they can't go and reproduce themselves? Or let's be real, there's a new photographer on your block every single day, especially since COVID. Everyone bought a camera. Everyone is a photographer because everyone needs pictures. Everyone needs headshots. So how are you going to separate yourself from them? The most basic little things can do that. Again, making sure that you know how to separate your subject from the background, making sure color tones look good, making sure posing looks good, things like that. So you don't look like the photographer down the street or the photographer that just started yesterday. Granted, some of us could have started yesterday. I want to show you how to look like you didn't start yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I believe in sharing, because when I first started this, outside of the one gentleman that took me under his wing, I could not get photographers to share information. It was like, oh my God, you're my competition. No, I'm not going to tell you this. And no, that's a secret. Or they'd give you a little bit of information. And in my head, I'm like, there is a million people in Colorado. Like, I can't photograph everyone. You can't
Right.
photograph everyone. So how do you see me as competition? I'm new. And that used to drive me crazy. So I always said, if I got to a point where I felt comfortable in what I know and understand, that I'd share with the next person, because I can't get better in this industry. I can't have my income be higher in this industry if I don't teach the next person. Because if the next person, doesn't know what they're doing, or they're just learning, then it's always, I'm going to undercut the photographer that's been doing this for years. I'm going to go in at a lower price point and take their business. I don't want you to take my business. I want to show you how you can get my number so we can
Right.
all work together. Do you know what I mean? So it's about building and sharing. And I feel like photographers, we need to do this as an industry, so people don't look at our industry as somebody that can just pick up a camera and call themselves a photographer, and whatnot. Like, we need to be seen as real professionals. Just because we don't work on movie scenes or in Hollywood or New York does not mean we're not real photographers.
That's
So
right.
sorry, there's a lot
No,
of,
that's right.
this in me. And that's why I'm just like, we all need to be amazing.
You're right. And that's what PPNC is all about. So that's perfect. You're a
Yes.
perfect fit.
Yes.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yay.
Uh,
So obviously people need to bring their cameras then. Do they need to bring their laptops with them as well?
yes.
Okay.
I'm a person who learns hands-on. So this is a lot of hands-on. And what I love about the PPNC structure is that we're able to spend time and break this class down, and we don't have to rush through it, because I don't want anyone to feel like I breezed over a subject and they don't get it, or they miss the step and we can't go back. Like, I want to be super thorough, because I want you to walk away with being able to reset this up yourself on your own and be able to produce an image to your client from beginning to end. So we're going to be going through retouching, how I retouch, how I edit, simple things to hard things, questioning about how, if the lighting wasn't right in camera, how do I fix that? How do I fix little minor subjects on this, little issues on the skin? How do I keep
Yeah.
them realistic versus plastic? Different editing styles that we can talk about. So definitely they'll need to bring their camera, their computer. If they have a Wacom tablet, with a drawing pen pad. That's easiest. I don't even know how to use a mouse anymore.
Me either.
So, so if they have one, that's the best. It's just the easiest to retouch with. But if not, then we'll work with whatever they have. It's just basically going through the basic steps. I do believe if you want to charge more money, you have to give a finished product to your client. You cannot just take the pictures and say, oh, but it's real. This is who you are. None of us want to look like who we are. I got a filter on this now. So I hope y'all love me in person when you see me, because filter. But I'm saying, but at the same time, keeping people real, but at the same time, elevating your work. That's the goal. The goal is to give you something that somebody else can't that the average person cannot do and call themselves a photographer. So they're definitely computer, the Wacom tablet, camera, and I'm thinking pretty much, and a notepad, a notebook.
Okay.
Definitely, because we'll go over IPS also as well.
Nice.
I do want to touch on that because I live in both worlds of IPS selling. I do online galleries selling, and I also do in-person sales. So I'd love to touch on how I see them differently, and who I will use an online gallery for, and then who I, will do in-person sales, and what I've noticed in my business where I make the most money. I'm not a salesperson, so I don't believe in high pressure sales. I believe in your work should sell itself, and your client should love what they see enough to where they're just like, take my money without you asking for it. And it's been very successful for me, where people have, said like, thank you for not making me or pressuring me. And I'm just like, hey, you buy, what you need, and that's what you should get. Now they always end up getting more, but I think it's because I don't pressure them. So I'd love to talk about that. And then I also wanted to touch a little bit on repeat customers. So how I get my clients to come back, all the time. Give some little nuggets, some little tidbits of what I do for repeat clients. So funny thing is, I'm a woman's photographer. I'm not girly myself, but I'm a woman's photographer, and I gear everything towards women. Although I have tons of male clients, I don't really show them on my website, and I don't even promote them. But I get so many male clients that come to me year after year, and they refer other men to me. And it's funny, I don't look for them. I don't go out searching for them. And I even had one client ask me, Zsa'nee, I've been coming to you for like 10 years. How come I never see any of us men on your website or any of us on your promotional stuff? And I'm like, I love you, but I love my women. And I'm like, well, why do you keep coming back to me? And he was just like, because you're crazy. And he said, but you also do good work. And I'm like, well, good, there's your answer. I'm like, so you'll send me all the men you have, and I'll keep photographing you and all of them. And I said, and it works. But again, it's like the little things, little extra things I do to get them to keep coming back without going out and, pressuring them or trying to do referral stuff. I do referral stuff, but it's not necessary. And I'm 16 years into this business, and I cannot complain about anything. Now there's probably a whole lot more I can learn, because I believe we're all learning and growing. So, but I'd love to share what I've been doing for the last 16 years.
Awesome. Well, Linda says she loves these ideas.
Yay, Linda! I can't see your face, but yay. I don't know if you guys could tell by now, but I am like, my personality is like, but I believe in being happy-go-lucky. So, this is what you're gonna get. What you guys see, this is me in person. I'm a huge hugger. I'm a huge viber. I'm a person that vibes off of energy. So this is what you're gonna get.
Your class will be fun then. We'll hear a lot of laughing, I think, over
Oh,
there.
it's probably gonna be out of control.
Yeah,
And I know there's a limit, which is so cool. I am so excited that it's not gonna be a rush class. Like
right.
I really get to know them and they get to know me,
Yeah,
which I'm so looking forward to. And I feel like that also eases that wall down.
it
So over
does.
the couple of days, they'll feel even more comfortable saying, you know what, Zsa'nee, you are tripping because this is not working over here. Let's figure this
Right.
out. And I'll be like, all right, I'm sorry. Let's
And
go
it's
back
not,
to the
it's
drawing
nice.
board.
It's nice because our classes aren't like 30 and 40 people. It's, at the most there's
Yes,
20 people in there. Usually it's 10 to 15 at most. So it's
yeah,
nice, It's a good size. It's not overwhelming and everybody gets to know each other really well. It's a lot of fun. They're a
yes.
lot of
I
fun.
love that. I so love that.
So,
So
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so excited
Okay.
about this.
Well, does anybody have any questions? Daryl's thinking.
I know.
I don't have any questions, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No.
It all sounds great.
Good, yay. And and I would say, because I guess if this video goes out and gets to be on replay, bring questions. Everyone bring questions. I
Oh, yeah.
don't mind answering. It's not just limited to what I'm specifically teaching, but if they have questions about anything that I can help with, I am happy to do that. Again, it's all about let's grow this industry so we can all be successful and not have to punch each other in the face to get a
Right.
client. So, yay.
What's your question, Daryl?
Well, I've been taking pictures for a long time. Composition, handling the camera, good. I'm halfway decent with Lightroom, but Photoshop is just not always my friend. And I hear so many people who started in graphic arts, moved into photography. So the Photoshop
It's
portion
easy.
is easy, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think about the online classes versus, say, going to your local community college and taking a Photoshop class there?
So, okay. I don't want to go back to school ever. I don't want to sit in a classroom ever. I don't want to be tied down ever again. So here's my thing. I think schooling is great, but I do feel like sometimes they're limited to what they have to teach in school versus if you go online, you're going to get people who truly want to teach this, truly who are working in the system, Photoshop software day in and day out, who are going to give you straight to the point of what are you trying to work on? Are you trying to fix just skin? Are you trying to do, hair editing? Are you trying to do makeup? Are you trying to do body, liquefying and stuff like that? I feel like online you can go straight to specific areas of what you're looking for versus sitting in a classroom, which is awesome. And then you're going over just what they're teaching. The description of the class. I guess you would have to find out like what does this class consist of? What am I going to be learning? Is it a semester of going over the basics of Photoshop, or am I going to be learning to actually do what I need for my business? So I'm all about what do I need to do for my business? That's where I'm at. That's how I learn. It's okay, if I don't know something and I need to know something, I'm going to look for that information because right now my brain can only focus on what needs to happen so I can get me some more clients in the door and make some money because my girls are expensive. So that's where my brain goes to directly to what needs to be done at that point. But if you're looking to actually understand Photoshop and you really want the knowledge, then probably classroom would be best?
I agree with your initial thoughts on that, Zsa'nee. And is it Daryl that asked the
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
I feel like, Daryl, there are a lot of people in our group that would be willing to help you too, to mentor you with that. And I don't know about, hands-on is the way for
Yeah.
me because of my brain and repetition. And you have to be in a situation where you don't feel stupid asking the same question over and over and over again. Like, I don't understand why I have to do Command J. What is that? What does J mean? I mean, and there's so much stuff that people in our group can teach you. So you should reach out in our Facebook group and ask around. I don't know if you live near anyone or, it's not, I mean, you could do Zoom calls with somebody.
He's up in Detroit, and I don't think he's a PPNC member.
Okay.
I met him at the when we had the affiliate booth for imaging. But we have a lot of out-of-state members, Daryl. So just FYI, we do have. But I did post
But
a link.
Let me just finish my
Yeah,
thought.
go ahead.
Daryl, don't let Photoshop intimidate you. The
Right.
first time I opened it up, it was, way back. I don't even remember what version it was. And I opened up that interface and I was like, oh, hell no. And I just shut my computer down and that was it. So the only things you have to learn are the things that you're going to do. Like, what is your workflow going to be for the type of photography that you do? So you only have to know a very small part of Photoshop to use it initially. And then once you get those basics down, you can delve into it more. But I just want to encourage you not to be intimidated.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I can do probably, well, that's interesting that's what you say. But no, I live in Michigan and I have been in contact with the Michigan people. But I mean, I would drive to North Carolina to take a class. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, come on, come drive. Come on.
Come on down.
So Daryl, I did post a link in the chats for Unmish Denda's beginner 10 class. He's got 10 free Photoshop classes that are for very beginning, and it's step 1 through 10, and it will get you familiar with all the tools and what they do. So it gives you a better understanding. I learned a lot of stuff from him just going online and learning his stuff, but that link takes you straight to his 10 classes. And we actually have him teaching a 2-day academy class for us in July. Because he's the bomb. I know, he's the bomb. He's teaching in Colorado too. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's teaching, I think is it this month? Or is it next month? It's soon. He's teaching at the Colorado, the Colorado state or guild or whatever.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Is this guy part of your group?
So he's going to be teaching for us, but he's not part of our group. He actually lives in why did my brain just go dead? I just got, I'm so sorry. He's in India.
Oh, I've watched some of his videos. He's good.
He's good. Oh, he's good.
Good.
So that's a really good,
What's his name?
I always mess his name up.
Yes.
Unmish
Yes.
Dinda.
I met him a few years ago. He's amazing.
He's awesome. Yeah, I mess his name up every time. I try to say it right. Try to say it right and I mess it up every time. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Mr. Dinda.
Yes. His classes are really good too.
They
His
really
online
are
ones,
good.
too.
Yeah, he's got some great stuff online, and when he does his two-day course, he's going to kind of go through his whole entire workflow, which is really cool. So, but that
Nice.
the first 10 classes, that's a great beginner class. So if you're confused with Photoshop, that's a good one to do, and it's free.
There you go.
So there you go. Copy that link and put it somewhere. Okay, anybody else got any questions? And definitely come to Zsa'nee's class. Woohoo.
Yes, come see me and hug me.
It's
I'm a
in
hugger.
June. It's what, are we 3 weeks out? I think we're 3 weeks out. Oh my
I
gosh.
think so. I know
So
time is
crazy.
like flying by. Oh
It is.
gosh. It's like,
It's
Unfortunately,
crazy.
it's not in the
Yeah.
cards this year. I don't have any more vacation.
Oh, I hear you.
I gotta take my 10 days vacation when my daughter has the baby in September. So
oh,
Ooh. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, you
now
have to
that's
do that.
exciting.
That's important.
they're in California.
Absolutely. Well, I've never been to North Carolina, so I'm excited.
It's pretty
I'm
here.
I hear, I'm just like, oh, I love trees.
Oh yeah, lots of
I'm like,
trees. We're
I
a few
cannot
hours from
wait.
the mountains and a few hours from the beach. It's just like the perfect combination.
Not fair.
I know.
Where follow you, Zsa'nee? Or is it your name, or is your photography business a different name, or?
It's my name. So my website is Zsa'nee.com. And if you go to the Instagram where I'm most active is Zsa'nee _. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about. I'm going to touch a little bit on social media because I struggle with social media. I am not a daily poster. I hate social media. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I do not like social media. I'm busy. I'm like, who has time to do all this stuff? And I am a strong believer in you do not have to master social media to be successful because I do not. I built my business on referral business, and I've never not been able to cover my bills, my expenses, take care of everything. And I'm not an active like 24/7 social media person. Facebook, you have to tell me that you messaged me on Facebook in order for me to go there. And even though I have a Facebook business account, an individual, but somebody has to say, Zsa'nee, I inboxed you. And I'm like, oh, go on there. Let me log in there and see what's going on. But yes, I'm not heavy into social media, and my business is awesome. I mean, obviously it can be better. Yes, I probably if I did post and do all that better, but I can't complain. I cannot complain where I'm at right now. And it's all been referral based. Keeping the clients I have and letting them market for me has been great for me.
So
That's
you don't
great.
do any Facebook or Instagram marketing, or?
I very rarely am on Facebook. I post from my like I have a Planoly account that I post for Instagram and it goes to Facebook, but I never go on to Facebook and check it. I don't know if people make comments. I don't know what they're doing on Facebook. But Instagram, I try to remember to say, all right, Zsa'nee, you haven't posted something for a month or a week, and then go on there and post something and put something out there. And it takes me forever to respond to people on social media, but I'm honest with them. I'm like, I'm working. I'm busy. Like, I don't have time to play on social media. Like, I have real business, and people are just like, I get it. I'm like, yeah, I'm working. I'm
I
not
so
lollygagging.
I love you for this because I hate social media also.
I
Oh,
do
I hate
too.
it.
And you feel this pressure
You
to,
do.
I'm like, damn it, no, I'm not doing it.
Yes. And it's funny because people say you have to do 3 posts a day and you have to do this. I don't believe that.
I can't do
because
that.
let me tell you why. For me, social media, it's not your clients. You're following other photographers. And then in between, somewhere in there, you're getting your clients who have already booked you or has already been referred by somebody to go figure out who you are. That's
Mhm.
how they find you, because somebody else has already talked about you and they just want to see what you're up to. So I don't post consistently. I don't post all the time. I do enough to show what I'm doing when I remember to go on there and post. Um, and that seems to work. And then when people, when I talk to the clients and people, they'll inbox, or not inbox me, but they'll call me, email me, that's where I get them. So once they come to me, I've got you. All I need you to do is talk to me. If I can get you on the phone, if I can get you in person, I've got you hooked. And it's because it's the way that I take them into me. And it's the way that I give them 1,000% of my one-on-one attention and say, I am all about you, nothing else. I'm not playing online. I am here with you. Takes me forever to do this because I'm here with you. So, and they get that and they love it. My clients are just like, well, yeah, because it took you like a day to respond to me on this or that. And I'm like, because
Mhm.
I was with another client, and understand when I'm with you, I'm with you. But I make it very clear on all of my communication, you know, if you call my number, my business number, 24 hours to respond because I'm working with other clients. If you email me, I will respond, but it is within a window because I'm working with other clients. So I make it very clear, and all my clients, they love it. And then they refer me to somebody else, and then I make them feel like family. And if I can get you to have fun with me, feel like your family, I've got you hooked. And you come back, you send somebody else to me, you tell them, oh, she's crazy, she's fun, but she'll take a good picture. Like I make sure I do my job, but at the same time, I show them that they're more than social media. They're more, I don't need you to post online. And I tell my clients that I don't post all my clients because I don't believe in that. Not everybody wants to be on your website or on your
Right.
social media. When they take their pictures, they do that for them and their family. It's not meant for you to market with. And I let them all know that if you want to be on my social media, you have to tell me, because I'm not going to post you automatically. I don't believe that's fair. I believe in privacy. So they get it, they love it, and I tell them, and this is why I don't post all the time, because I'm not posting all my clients. You can see my work by my portfolio, so I can take a picture, but
Right.
I don't need to post my clients every day, and they respect that. So my job is to gain the trust, the respect, um, and to love on them, and then have fun at the same time, make it a party. So that's my style, my strategy, and it works.
That's great.
I got another question. So, as a professional photographer, there's as much time spent doing Photoshop or Lightroom and editing as there are taking a picture, if not more. What is your feeling about using some of these Photoshop services that you pay $10, $15, $5 to have them edit a photo for you to relieve you of that time constraint?
I love it. Now, my problem has been, because I come from a graphic design background, I can't find somebody to edit the way that I want them to because I'm picky. So I have a hard time handing my work off to somebody else. I've tried it. They don't edit like me. So I keep it in my hands, which creates more work for me. But I'm okay with that. But if you can hand it off to somebody, I think that's great, because you could be spending more time marketing, taking pictures, spending time with your clients, communicating with them. So my only thing is, a lot of these companies, you have to make sure that it's not written in their contract that they can use the images for their marketing,
Right.
that it does not go out, because I would hate for you to sign up with a company and then your clients find themselves on a website or something, and then they're looking at you like, oh my gosh, you sold my stuff to somebody else, and they don't understand that you're using an outside company. So again, for me, privacy and trust. And then again, my style of editing, I have a hard time handing it off to somebody, but it's my background. But I think if you can find someone, yes, take that work off your plate so you're not sitting at the computer for hours upon hours. But I edit very quickly. But I've been doing this for 30 years, editing for like 30 years. So, but I know a lot of photographers that do it. Commercial world, they do it. The photographers in the commercial world don't edit their own work. No way. You just got to make sure they edit it the way that you want it to. Also, make sure it's your style, your brand.
Right.
Can we see your studio? It looks awesome.
Oh.
It's okay to say no.
So here, I just moved in here about a month ago. I'm still putting stuff together. So I don't mind showing you, but please pray, because it is a mess right now. It is a mess. And I don't have shoes on. I took my shoes off.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, okay. So I'll walk you around.
Just
but
the
again,
shooting area. Just the shooting area.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know how much you can see, but when you walk in, this is what I have this front area where it's natural light. I'm going to turn this into a boudoir station. Can you see?
Uh-huh.
So that little corner where that backdrop is going to be, I'm putting a bed there. So it's all natural light for a boudoir station. And I'm putting some sheer curtains up because this is the front when you first walk into my studio. So I'm waiting for that to come. And then I believe in using every little bit of space for shooting. So then you turn to this side, you notice I have two backdrops up to do headshots with natural light. I have a sitting area here that I can also do headshots or just lifestyle images, pictures. I can move my chairs around. Everything to me in the studio is a prop. I don't take anything serious. So, and this is going to be my gallery picture wall when you first walk in, then a little coffee station. And then you walk back. My bathroom is here. It's a mess. So when you walk in here, this is my IPS section.
Oh, nice.
So I'm waiting for my table to get here. And I use a TV. I think it's a 60-inch flat screen. So I use that. And then this is my workstation where I work, where you can see the mess. I was in here taking pictures apart, but my desk, this is my reveal wall. So these little things right here, sometimes I'll pre-print them and put client pictures in there because I know they'll buy them. If they can touch it, see it, they'll buy it. So, and then this section right here is my dressing room. Again, I'm geared towards women. So this is where I have all of my dresses hung up here and my makeup station. So they come in, hair, makeup, whatever they need. Still putting my closet together. And then this is let's see here, dressing room here. So that's this area.
Awesome. It looks
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank you. It's a mess, but I appreciate it. When it's finished, I will repost some pictures so you guys can see. Now, this is the back area where I do my creative shooting. So up front is natural light boudoir. Then we walk through changing station. And then back here
Oh, nice.
Once I get this together, it's going to be where I do my creative, where I have backdrops. It's going to be a psych wall that's going to be in here. And then I have the Denny's manufacturing electric
Oh, nice.
backdrops where you can put like 8 backdrops on here. And then I have my portable backdrop stand so I can do like the stuff that I kind of want to interchange out from time to time. Forgive me, this area is a mess. But this is going to be my little, where I put all my equipment and my shelves once those get put together. But this is like where I can do, you know, like the bigger shoots with, you know, all my lights and things like that in here. So yeah, so this is where I hang out. But
Nice.
again, I just moved in a month ago, so I'm still in the process of putting stuff up, hanging things up. I'm busy. I've been in and out of town and working and living life, doing life. I have kids, so but
It's a
I'm a
lot.
realist. Yes, I'm a realist. I'm not somebody that's going to sell a story. I'm going to tell you what's real, what my experience, and this is what it is. So I don't believe in falsifying stuff because it's not real life. This is real life. I'm a mom, photographer, you know, business owner. I love motivational stuff. I create journals. So this is real life. And I tell people, like, whatever you put your mind, your heart to, if you're in love with it, the next person will be in love with it. Because whatever you're doing is meant for somebody else. If it's photography, if it's other things you're creating, it's not always just meant for you. So me in a nutshell.
Silly question here.
Yes.
You said you're gonna do boudoir
Oh, yes.
behind you with the windows? People can just
So,
walk by. Why would
so
someone wanna be
that's a
in
great
lingerie
question.
right with that window?
Well, you would be surprised, ladies. Some ladies will do that. But however, I'm going to put up some sheer curtains. So there'll be some sheer white curtains. So the light will be diffused as it comes in on them and you won't be able to see through it. And my windows are actually tinted from the outside. You can't see in. But for their comfort zone, I am going to put some white sheer curtains just so they feel comfortable. But here's the funny thing. My leasing manager was like, Zsa'nee, I don't care if you have naked girls in the window, just pay your rent.
Right.
I was like, oh, I think my neighbors might mind. And she's like, they will not care. And I said, no, I'm going to put some curtains up. So, but yes, no, there'll be curtains up. So you can't see in from the outside at all, but the curtains will make them feel more comfortable of not being able to be seen.
Well,
It's like naked bodies in the window. No.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to take a class there next year.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Like I'm excited. Thank you for the opportunity to even come
Mhm.
and teach. Like I love the platform. I just love how you guys have things set up over, you know, a period of days. Like that is so smart.
Yeah, the schools are great. They really are.
It is so awesome. And I feel like a lot of people take classes just to get portfolio work. And I always tell people, what are you going to do when you get home? Like
Right.
if you just go to take portfolio pictures to put in your portfolio and a client books you based on that, how are you going to
Right. You
give
need to
them that?
know how to reproduce
Yeah.
that.
Yes. Nowadays, anybody can dispute anything with their credit card. So if you
Mhm.
charge them a session fee and you don't produce what they've paid for, they'll snatch that money back. So now you're
Right.
out of time, money, and a bad
Mhm.
review.
Yep.
So I'm just like, learn what you sell. Whatever you
Right.
show, learn it. You know, you don't need, you know, start off mastering a few things, you know, one thing, and then move into different areas. Like I said,
Mhm.
I shoot several different areas of photography, and I love every single one of them. And I've had people tell me, "Oh, you should focus." Oh, I'm focused. When I'm with them, I'm focused.
Yeah.
So no. And then lighting is consistent throughout any area of photography.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the subject is. It doesn't matter what type of photography it is. If you know the your lighting setup, your lighting pattern, you know what you like, your style, you
Mhm.
reproduce that across the board for no matter who your client is.
Right.
That's how I think. I don't like rules. I don't like following rules and traditions. So
Oh, you and Linda get it along.
No kidding. Swear. My girl right there. No, no, no
no rules. But and the thing is, like, why are there rules? So we give so many different people like, oh my God, they're so amazing. Look how they do this. Okay, but guess what? You're so in love with it because at one point they broke the rule and did their own thing, made it different, and now you're obsessed with it. So why can't you break your own rule and let somebody become obsessed with what you do? That's
Right.
different. So be a rule breaker. I'm telling everybody, be a rule breaker, break the rules.
Right.
Well, I thank you for your time and I thank you for inviting me to listen to this. I learn
Thank you for
something new every
listening.
time I listen to great photographers.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to do it this year, but one never knows.
No,
Never
yeah.
know.
And
I,
you've been on this for over an hour, so I don't want to hold you any longer.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you signing in
That's
and
good.
asking questions. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, thank you
Oh,
I
so much.
appreciate
It was great meeting
everyone
you.
for thank you. I appreciate you all for showing up, and I look forward to meeting anyone and everyone. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you meet me, please hug me. I'm a hugger.
All
So
right. All right. Well, you guys have a good evening.
thanks.
thank you.
Bye.
Thank y'all. Enjoy your night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.